I'm an organizer, so I understand or I believe that the means are as important as the end. So my dream about a green economy that's strong enough to lift people out of poverty is really about how we get there, and the organizing model and the tools and the tactics, right? And I really believe that we're in a different position now. We're talking about growing a green economy, talking about transforming the planet. And that's fundamentally a different type of fight than fighting for a piece of the pie. For a long time, we've struggled, we've developed strategies and tactics that are about fighting for our rightful piece of the pie. But this movement is about baking a new pie, right? It's about coming up with new strategies and new tactics to actually create something brand new and divide it up right from the very beginning. And have all the right cooks in the kitchen, right? And have all the right ingredients. Mm-hmm. So my dream is about, what is the organizing strategy and the tactics that help us come together, bake this new green pie, strong enough to lift people out of poverty.
That's quite a pie.
Right? That's what I'm excited about. That's my dream, to see that come together. And I believe that, when you're baking a pie, it's not about opposition. Right? Mm-hmm. You can't say, I'm angry, I'm angry and I'm mad. You might be angry and mad or really hungry, right? And we've been really hungry for a long time, and so we've been fighting for our slice of the pie. But that anger and that, it's not an opposition, and that, like knowing how to fight doesn't help us bake a pie. Mm-hmm. So what Van talks about is we need to move from opposition to proposition. Mm-hmm. We need to start thinking about solutions. How are we going to bake this pie? How are we going to build this green economy strong enough to lift people out of poverty? And that's a lot about looking within. What do I bring? What are my particular skills and talents? How do I contribute to a solution? It's about not coming and fighting the powers that be, but coming and saying, you know what? I've got some expertise. I know how to do some stuff. I've got some ideas. You need me. We all need each other in order to do this, in order to save the planet and the people too.
And Ian, that's a really strong mic, so we don't need to move it. What about you? What's your dream?
All I have is a quote. There's a writer named Wendell Berry, and he was a conservationist and a farmer. He also was a Christian, and I'm not a Christian, but this piece that he says really speaks to me. He says, in order to live, we must daily break the body and shed the blood of creation. When we do this knowingly, lovingly, reverently, skillfully, it is a sacrament. When we do this destructively, ignorantly, greedily, it is a desecration. In such a desecration, we condemn ourselves to loneliness and others to spiritual. In such a desecration, we condemn ourselves to loneliness and others to want. So I think that what Jeremy's talking about is there's a way that we do this where who we are being is as important as what we are doing.
That's right.
And what we are saying. Who we are being is more important.
That's right.
I think I just, so you're asking what my dream is? My dream is that we all in this movement and in the world, that we all learn how to, we learn how to be in touch with ourselves as a way then of having compassion for others. That there is no greater truth than the truth that leads us to ourselves and then to each other. And this conference has been such a sacrament in that way.